Hi everybody, welcome to Crafting with a Cocktail, where we make crafts and cocktails all in one segment. I'm really excited to tell you that today is part of the Plaid Ambassadors Collab hosted by Indiana Jones. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a minute, and there's a giveaway, so stay tuned. Let's jump right into crafting. Cheers! So I started off with this really cool dishwasher safe mug using Plaid supplies. So I got this mug at Dollar Tree, and by the way, I want to mention these are great gift ideas for anybody, whether it's a girl, a boy, a dude, whatever you define, or whoever you define a dude to be. So don't feel like these aren't meant for anyone. This one's made in particular for my honey. I think it would make a great Father's Day gift. However, it does have quite a long curing time. So I actually watched a Plaid Crafts video on how to do this. I am mixing some multi-surface paint by Folk Art, which is through Plaid Crafts. And I'm mixing it with some dishwasher safe Mod Podge that they sent to me in a box. So thank you, Plaid, for that. And I am just starting from the bottom up with a wide flat brush and just painting around my mug to create somewhat of a gradient or ombre effect. But it came off a little strong for me, so I was just kind of diluting it there with a little bit more Mod Podge. And I make sure to coat all the way around, including the handle up to where I want it. Now off camera, I don't show you, but I do go into the second layer that goes halfway up the white layer. So that way I have a brighter white layer, a white layer, and then just my regular gray mug piece. Once that is dry, I get to move on to the next step, but not until it is completely dry. So while that's happening, I bought this image off of a artist on Etsy, and I will have it linked for you below if you're interested in buying it too. It was only like $1 something to download. But my boyfriend really likes bears, and he's an arborist, so he loves trees. And I'm showing you this part that I made with my Cricut because I think it's just really cool kind of seeing this unveiling of all little pieces. So I'll let you enjoy this part. I just have it cut out on some black permanent vinyl. You could use a print or quote you like on cardstock, a calendar, tissue paper. You could print something off with your own printer. Whatever works for you and whatever you have accessible to you. This part is really important. I am using transfer tape to use it so I can transfer it to my mug, but I patted them off on my pants first so it wasn't so sticky that it would rip off all the paint we made on our mug. So always make sure that you are going to pat some of this off of your clothes so it's not too sticky on your transfer tape. Very, very important tip here. Then I'm going to place it onto my mug. Now I purposely measured it out how big I wanted it to be. I wanted my icon to be about 3 inches by 3 inches so that it would fit in that white area. Again, it's kind of hard to see here, but I do have a lower area that looks a little bit wider than the top. I'm very carefully peeling this off, and as you can see, it's already peeling off some of that paint, which was a huge bummer, but we're gonna fix it, so don't worry. Again, pat that transfer tape off. You do not want it to peel like this, okay? Now I'm taking, my X-Acto knife is broken right now. So I'm actually going to take my rotary cutter and just cut some little areas where it's wrinkled to help the vinyl overlap itself so that way it curves around the edge of the mug nice and flat. That way I'm not getting bubbles or any crinkles because that won't work out too well. Then I'm going in and just fixing up any of those areas with that same mix of the dishwasher safe Mod Podge and the acrylic paint, and I do about 2 coats of it. Now to add a little bit of color and vibrancy and just a little bit of extra, oomph to this piece, I'm adding some multi-surface Folk Art lime green paint, okay? My boyfriend's super into the color schemes of gray, white, and black, but lately he's also really into lime green, so I thought this would add a really cool touch. So I just kind of outlined the outer area of that circular shape, and then I added it into the little tree and details below and wiped off any excess with a paper towel. I did this twice just to make sure I did get all those areas filled in the way I wanted them to. I didn't completely fill them in, but also scraped off the excess as well. So as a final step, once that green paint was dry, I'm going in with just the plain dishwasher safe Mod Podge. No paint, no nothing. Going in with nice thick amounts up and down, across every little crevice I can. And I need this to completely dry, and I have to do 3 total coats of it, okay? Let it dry for 2 hours, coat again, dry for 2 hours, coat again. That is what is suggested from the Mod Podge video by Plaid that I watched, okay? Here is the kicker and why it would not be ready for Father's Day. This needs to cure for 28 days at room temperature so that it becomes dishwasher safe, and then it's dishwasher safe, or you can hand wash, which is what we'll probably do anyways. I already showed my boyfriend this piece, and he absolutely loves it. He's really excited about it, and he said he's just going to admire it for the next 28 days while it cures. This is part of the Plaid Creative Community Ambassadors Collab with all of these fabulous, fabulous creators. I hope you check out the playlist, which I will have linked down below. Thank you so much, Indiana Jones, for bringing us all together, as we are so excited to represent Plaid and their amazing products. And there's a giveaway. You can win up to $100 in Plaid craft products, so like paints, Mod Podge, Waverly craft paints, whatever it is that your heart desires, and all you have to do is watch and like each video, and we will each mention specifically a Plaid product that you will mention down in the comments below. Let's move on to our next one. Next is a super cute and colorful, fun way to display a picture. This is a picture of myself and my dad's cat Malia that I actually inherited from a friend, and then my dad inherited Malia for me when I moved. I got this oval wood piece from Walmart for $1 or $2, and I'm just sanding it down because when I took off the sticker or the label, it had a little bit of residue on it, so I just sanded it down with my sanding block from Dollar Tree. Then I found a picture that I would like to gift for this. So I'm thinking of my dad in this one. That's why I chose a picture of myself and his cat, and I'm just cutting it out to the size I want it and making sure it'll fit in my oval frame. This is a totally customizable gift, well, as is anyone, but this one, you could include any picture you want. It could be a wedding picture for someone. It could be a picture of you and your loved one. It could be a pet that passed away, whatever. And then just think about what kind of color scheme they would like as well. So my dad's favorite color is purple. That's what he told me when I was a little girl. I'm not changing my mind. I don't know. I haven't asked him in probably 20 years, but I'm sticking with purple, okay? My dad's pretty cool. So, you know, colors don't really bother him. But last I checked, purple is Ted's color, okay? So I picked up 2 different shades of purple. Of course, they are Plaid paints, and I'm creating a gradient. A gradient is when a color shifts from one color to the next to the next. So I'm going from a really light purple to a medium purple, and then at the very bottom, I use a dark blue to blend into that and create an even darker purple. You want to make sure that you have full coverage on your entire piece with these paints. Once completely coated, I am going to go in with some glossy Mod Podge, and I'm going to apply it to both the back of my picture and to my purple oval piece to make sure it really sticks nice. I am using glossy Mod Podge here, which is the word of my Plaid product is glossy. So if you want to comment down below glossy or glossy Mod Podge, you are entered into the $100 Plaid product giveaway. So here I am just kind of smoothing it out. I didn't want any fingerprints or smudges, so I'm being as careful as possible. Here is my favorite part. I'm going into some more glossy Mod Podge and some gold leaf, and I'm just going to scatter it around the entire frame of my picture, and I'm going to keep doing this until the whole outer area is covered. I do like some areas kind of overlapping the picture just for some extra dimension, but that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to tap it around until I'm happy with the way it looks. Now, again, does my dad want a golden purple picture of me? I don't know, but this is my style, and I feel like he'll just appreciate it, okay? And like I said, this could be for whoever the dude is in your life. If your dude is your best friend, cool. Or whoever else it would be. This is just a gift idea that could really work for anyone. Last but not least, I'm going in with some liquid gold leaf paint that I'm going to brush around the very edge of my piece here, and it just leaves such a gorgeous metallic touch to it, and it really kind of helps balance that gold leaf in the middle. Now, these do not come with a back to hang them with. I would use a teeny tiny sawtooth hanger. I thought I had some at home, but it turns out I use them all, so I ended up just leaning mine up in my final photo, but you could totally add a sawtooth hanger that you can pick up at Walmart. And this is how it turned out. I honestly think it's really fun and adorable and is a great gift for any occasion or any person. Let me know what you folks think down in the comments below. Alright friends, it is time to find out what today's featured cocktail is. And this one is cool because you can make it as a mocktail or a cocktail, and I'll explain how to do that in this next clip. Let's check it out. We are making an invention of my own, which is a banana horchata drink. Now you could do this with coffee instead of rum, which is what I'm doing today. I'm just using a double shot of some coffee that I have available, and I'm using this horchata like liquid mix that says to use 1 part of it versus 7 parts water. So I'm using that horchata mix that you could probably pick up at a Hispanic grocery store, some water, ice, a nice big shot of either rum or coffee, half a banana, and you blend it up. This is what I like to call the monkey dance drink in honor of our host today, Indie Annie Jones, who does a monkey dance during her live chats when people send her super chats. So this one's to you, Annie. And let me know if you guys end up trying this one out. I love inventing new drinks just as much as I like trying old ones. Speaking of which, I'm going to have a link in my description if you would like to buy me a cocktail. My birthday is coming up and I would love your support if you're interested in doing that. I'll leave the link below. Last but not least, we are going to do this Marvel hat box or storage box that I actually featured in another video, but for those of you who are new, I thought this would be a super cool gift idea for the nerd in your life. So I started by spray painting my box black on the inside and then just flipping through a bunch of comic books I picked up at half-priced books to pick out images that I would like to feature on my hat box or storage box. During this process, I kept in mind who I wanted as the focal point, which was my favorite Marvel character, which is the Hulk. So I cut him out so that I could place him nice and large and in charge right in the middle. And then I picked out some kind of plain background-ish photos to put in the back. I'm once again using my glossy Mod Podge that you can pick up at any local store, such as Walmart or Target. Even Dollar Tree carries them, or you can get different varieties of Mod Podge at a place like Michael's or Joann's. I am simply just going to make my way around, filling up every possible inch of the top of my hat box, and then kind of snipping them on the edges to make sure that they curve around the rim of the hat box. If you have a flat box, or I mean a square box, this is not an issue because you don't have that curvature to the rim. This one does, so I just kind of cut little snippets and then Mod Podge them down one by one to make sure it goes with the curvature of the rim of the hat box. As I get towards the end, though, I do start bubbling up. So when I put on my final coat of Mod Podge, I make sure to use my rotary cutter, or you can use an X-Acto knife, to pop some of those bubbles and then smooth them out with either your nail, your saran wrap, your brush, and some more Mod Podge, whatever it takes. And then you're going to set this baby aside to dry. Then I'm going in and painting the back or bottom of my box black because, as you can see, there were floral designs on there and I don't want those peeking through. And I totally forgot about this while spray painting it, so I'm just painting it with, of course, some multi-surface folk art black paint from Plaid. Then I'm going to add more comic strips on the entire base of this piece. Again, starting with some more plain images that would work great as a background that you wouldn't feel like super torn up if they were covered up. And then as you begin to fill space, cut out some characters, different shapes, and layer it all together. There's no wrong way to collage this piece. It is just kind of up to your discretion. I like lots of color, so I used lots of different images with lots of different color, but you could do this however you want. Just make sure that as you go, you're putting a nice coat of Mod Podge underneath and over your image. We will do a final sweep at the end, but it helps to do that, especially as you're layering here. You want to make sure all the little edges and things are nice and glued down, because we don't want them to be flaking off or peeling off, anything like that. We want it to all be kind of smooth and cohesive. When that's all done and you've got that awesome final coat on there, you're just going to take some scissors, and a little bit different than the top, we're not going to fold over any of those loose edges. We're just going to snip them right off so that it sits nice and flush. Let that baby wait to dry, and then you can see if your box fits together and adjust as needed if it doesn't. I hope you enjoyed all these really cool gift ideas for whoever the cool person is in your life. And thank you again for checking out this Plaid Ambassadors collab. Thank you to Plaid, and thank you to Indiana Jones. I'll see you next time. Bye.